Futures and options on futures trading involve substantial risk and is not a suitable investment for all types of investors. Past results are not necessarily indicative of future results. When I use the word I in this video, it refers to what I teach in my charting course or what I author in my twice daily oral and written updates. Prices shown on charts and quote boards are in real time and take into account all known activity up to this point in time. And if you'd like to read more of this disclaimer, simply hit the pause key on your video player. Good day. Ira Epstein of Linn & Associates with your metals market update for this Wednesday, and this is the 1st of August, 2018, and we're right now just after 4:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. All the settlement prices are in, and I can tell you, gold was pushing the low of the day at the last trades at 4 o'clock today. Silver doing the same. Copper was lower than this. Platinum was up a little bit from a $28 break. Bitcoin, as you know, the market's been acting weaker and weaker. I think we're in a corrective mode, not a bear mode, a corrective mode back to maybe the 18-day average of closes. For the metal markets, you lost another bullish element today. The Iranian forces that are in the Golan Heights, actually the de-escalation zone, late today it was announced that they have pulled out via Russian pressure to stop both Israeli bombing of them and to stop another flashpoint. That's good. Then we get to the tariff parts of everything that's going on, and that was not good. The president has now asked our head of our trade representation with China to consider going to a 10%, from a 10% to 25% tariffs on the next round of $200 billion in tariffs, and the comment period for that will be extended to September 5th. Obviously, by the president not yet putting on the tariffs of the other $16 billion, they're just mounting the pressure on China and saying, listen, we know you're playing your currency game, dropping the value of your yuan. We'll just keep coming at you with bigger tariffs. At what point do we talk? I think that's where we're headed. But you didn't give them a face-saving measure. So as I look at the markets, you look at how the gold keeps coming down. You're down for the week $5 at this point. Here's the daily bar chart of the December gold. You have a pause here. Remember what I told you. If you take out the low of an outside day up, which you had on Tuesday, then the market is set to go to either the closest of the lower Bollinger Band or a key moving average. Keep that in the back of your mind. The pattern right now is one of a, what? You took out the high of right here, but you made a lower and low. So you don't have a trend just yet. You have a bias that's down because you're staying under the 18-day average of closes. The lower Bollinger Band, if you take out yesterday's low of 1222, isn't that far away. It's at 1218.20, but that puts that number into play if that occurs, and you're remaining in oversold territory. So a little difficult. Markets that stay in oversold territory for long periods of time often don't propel themselves lower again unless they re-embed the slow stochastic, which this market's not even trying to do. I am not bullish, but I have no reason to be super bearish just yet. There's nothing friendly on this chart. The question is, do you get a setup to work from? Tell you a market that's getting real ugly is the gold ETF, GLD. It's the leader. It's got the lower highs, the lower lows. It's already taken out yesterday's key reversal. I think you've put 114.46 as a possible play. If you think of this market only down 85 cents today and it was down 0.73, that's easily tomorrow. And unlike the gold futures, both numbers today are under 20. They were not yesterday. It's just an oversold condition, hasn't embedded, but it's on its way to trying that. Where you have the real bearishness that's the leader of the gold complex, it's the gold miners. Lower highs, lower lows, embedded stochastic. You've got this number fully in play for the lower Bollinger Band. I don't see anything that's bullish this market unless this red number gets back over 20. It looks to me like a market that's going to go lower. The gold-silver ratio is stuck at the 18-day average of closes. That's the red line. So the market is pulled back to that number, sort of just sitting here, not doing an awful lot with it. In the silver chart, like I said in the gold, if you take out the lows of yesterday, which was an outside day up, that would be 1538. You're putting into play the possibility of going to that lower Bollinger Band. Right now you have a market that's got a pattern of higher lows and higher highs off of yesterday's action, which is countered by it being under the 18-day average. You know, if it went up, I'd look for only that to be the number. If you take out the 1538, you throw that out the window, and you could easily end up with lower highs, lower lows, and put this 1522 right into play. In the copper market, this market got slammed. You were up yesterday off the news that maybe the U.S. and China were willing to talk, 395 points. You lost today 840. You've got a pattern of lower highs, lower lows. 270 is back into play. Momentum is turned down in the market. Simply put, I don't know what would turn it bullish, even if you took out the highs that you made yesterday. And that high, let me turn over here, was at 284.15. You'd still have a pattern of what? A lower low and a higher high. In other words, it's much easier to be bearish than it is bullish on this market. In the platinum, lower highs, lower lows, we're putting into play the lower Bollinger Band of 812.80, momentum turning down. In the palladium market, lower highs, lower lows. You're back into the bear phase of the market. Today's low was 907.50. You took out yesterday's lows. This market, nor the platinum, had outside days up. They just rallied yesterday, but it's not pretty action there. And the dollar index is just stuck every day almost. Take a look at that 18-day average going sideways. There's going to be a currency trade that's a son of a gun out of this. Question will be, how do you catch it and which way is it going to go? Right now, the bulls have control with higher lows, higher highs, and a close over the 18-day average. Now, I want to show you something brand new that you have not seen, and I think that's going to be the important part for you. Let me get to this. This is the new look of our QT Market Center mobile phone application. Now, if you can see this, you're going to have the high lows right here, the last time of a trade, how many contracts the system's picking up off the trade line that traded there, the price, if it's up or down. I think you're going to find that very, very exciting. So it's got the streaming quotes. You can create your own custom quote pages, which this is mine. So you're looking at just what I was looking at. You can follow the symbol, and you can click on a chart to get all the information on it, news, the chart symbols. You can click another button right there. If you're an account of ours, you can place your trades off of this. And here's something we've just put on, price alerts. So now, if a price is hit, you'll be able to know that, hey, something happened. I either got a fill, which you can set up for it, or you can say, that price is hit. I want to go take a look at the market right now. That's a fabulous tool and something that you need. Then you take a look at now something new. We've gone further with the idea of Siri and Google Talk and all these other things. You talk to it. Show me my messages. Show me energy news. Show me the weather. Let's just show you what you would do. If you put in weather, this is how the weather would then come up. But here's another great feature. Look at this one.
Current prices. E-mini S&P 500 September is up 2.25.
Yeah, I know you're hearing that in the background there. What is that? Well, now you can hear your quotes. For those of you that are in grains and you like crush spreads, the only firm I know of that's putting out crush spreads write as quotes for you, and you're able to pick those up and what they're all doing. It's not over. New ways to receive messages. My videos are in here. You can get quotes by category. You can go back to our standard look if you want that. You can get the new look. And now another news way. And these are different stories that we're putting in. You look at it, you can get your downloads, and if you have this already, do us a favor, do yourself a favor. The same user ID and password you've had is going to work in it. Take your old version off, go to either where you get your iOS or your Androids, download the newest version. You're going to be, I think, blown away. For those of you that haven't tried it, this works everywhere in the world. I mean, everywhere. If you got a Wi-Fi connection or a data connection, it's going to be fine for you. Give us a call. You can go to our website to sign up because you're going to need a password, your user ID and password to get this. Or you can click up here. It'll take you right to our page where you ask for the free offering if you haven't had it already. So away you go. I'm Ira Epstein. I'll see you tomorrow.